This is the story of Hallie and Suketu Patel.
Hey, that's us!
They're a married couple. They make cringy content online about their Indian-American relationship.
Okay, hey now.
And they have no idea what they're doing with their lives, so they made a podcast called Half Past Chai.
I mean, okay, well that's pretty accurate.
So naturally, they think the world needed to hear all of their unsolicited opinions.
Okay, you know what? We'll just take it from here. We are Hallie and Suketu Patel, and this is the story of Half Past Chai. Let's get into it, Half Past Crew. My name is Suketu Patel, and I was born in India. A lot of people are like, whoa, you were born in India? You don't have an accent? No, I don't, because I came here when I was about 3 years old.
My name is Hallie, and I was born and raised in Indiana. I've lived here my entire life. I grew up playing sports, hanging out with my friends, and unfortunately, I did have a horse girl phase, but we don't really talk about that.
My parents wanted to move me and my 3 sisters here because they wanted us to have a better education. That's why I had my career path kind of planned from the beginning. I had to be an engineer.
And I never really had any real direction in life. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Some people know from an early age that they want to be a teacher or a lawyer or an engineer. I just decided I would be a nurse because a lot of people around me were going to nursing school. So what the heck? I could do that too. I quickly decided that that was not for me because I go weak at the sight of blood, so I'm not sure why I ever thought that was a good idea. So I just completely pivoted, scratched that to a data science major.
My sister was my role model. She became an electrical engineer. I was like, oh, I want to be an electrical engineer. That's all I want to do. But then the world kind of changed, so computers became a big thing, and I wanted to become a computer engineer. So that is what I went to college for. While I was in college, I started a business called Patel Productions where I made videos. I always have loved videos and photography in general. I had started making videos when I was in high school, and it was a really big passion of mine, but I just didn't think that I could make that into a career. So that is why I went the safe route and became a computer engineer. Even though I was getting a computer engineering degree, I still wanted to make videos somehow, and I started making wedding videos. It was the first time I actually made money by doing something I loved, and it really changed my whole perspective on life, that I can actually make a living off of something that made me really happy.
When it comes to my passions, it all goes back to my husband, Suketu. I always felt really lost in what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and he was a huge part in helping me find my purpose and my passions.
None of this would have been possible if it weren't for Hallie that gave me that first connection to that first wedding, and she really gave me that confidence to pursue my dreams.
When I first met Suketu, I actually knew who he was because in our high school, he made this really famous video and he was just a little bit of a celebrity, but don't tell him I said that because he's already got a pretty big ego.
Me and Hallie met in high school, and I couldn't figure out who she was. She was managing the guys cross country team, and I was like, why is there a girl managing the guys cross country team? So I just had to. I had this force inside me that had to go up to her and just ask her who she was. And the first thing I said to her was, are you that weird girl from track? I just rizzed her up big time.
Now, I don't know if I believe in love at first sight, but there was something in the way that we met, something that just instantly put my heart and my soul at peace. The second that he spoke those first words to me, I knew that in my life he would be somebody special.
From that day on, me and Hallie were inseparable. I wanted to hang out with her. I had to figure out any way that I could be close to her. So I picked her up from school. I dropped her off after practice. I figured out every way I could to be next to her. We had always done everything together. I did videography, she did photography. We went to the same college together. We worked at the same company together after college. So it was like we're always doing something together.
Suketu is the first person to introduce me to a camera and even introduce me to this whole creative world that I didn't even know existed. In him introducing me to the creative side of things, this whole realm has now become my second job in a business that we run together called Patel Productions. This really started to bring the creative side of me to life, and we started creating content together. We started popping off on TikTok, and we would receive so many questions about our lives and our relationship with each other, and it ultimately begged the question of, would you guys ever start a podcast together?
after college, me and Hallie got engaged, which was a big deal for me because not only did I just get engaged to a white woman, but I convinced my parents to let me get engaged to a white woman. If you don't know, a lot of Indian parents, especially in America, want to have their kids be with somebody who's Indian because they want to preserve the culture. They want to have their kids be with somebody whose family is also going to be connected with them. At least in Indian marriage, it's always like the families are marrying each other. And so it was a big deal for my parents to grasp the whole mindset behind marrying a white girl. But once they met Hallie and gave her a chance, they fell in love with her. Now, I'm not saying it happened immediately, but after a few years, we have the most amazing relationship. We ended up getting married, and we had not one, but 2 weddings. We had a Christian wedding and a Hindu wedding, and it was the most amazing 2 days of our lives. Once we got married, we realized we weren't the only interracial couple out there, and we wanted to figure out a way to help others in situations that we have been in. So we started a podcast called Half Past Chai. The whole point of it was, 10:30, like 8:30, or 5:30, like 5:30. In a lot of Indian families, people have cha at like 3:30 or 4:30 or sometime in the afternoon. And so we wanted to call it Half Past Cha because the big part of my own existence is cha. And we love to drink the tea while we spill it.
Half Past Cha has truly changed my life. I know a lot of people say that, but I genuinely mean it. Everything that it has brought, everything that I've been able to do and showcase because of this platform. I'm a little shy and awkward, especially around people that I don't know. And being able to find a community of people that are very like-minded and are super cool, it's been a really amazing way for me to express myself and share my life and our life together in a way that people really resonate with.
We started talking about all kinds of things on this podcast, from how we broke up one time all the way to what it was like getting married 2 times. Having this podcast has truly changed our lives. I had posted a video on TikTok about building this house, and a lot of people started to have questions like, hey, are you Indian with a white girl? How'd you do that? Like, how is that even possible? My parents won't let me be with anyone but an Indian person. I think that is what truly sparked this Half Past Cha journey, and how we wanted to understand like who was out there and how they were struggling through some of the same things we struggled through. And yes, people find us a little cringy sometimes, but guess what? Life is a little cringy.
It's truly been a dream to grow and connect with our newfound community and find out that there are so many people like us out there. So here we are, husband and wife, business partners, podcast co-hosts. This thing that we've got going on, it's the only thing that's ever really felt right.
On this podcast, we talk about everything from family pressures to us breaking up, from you guys going to www.halfpastcha.com, where you submit your own questions and stories and explain to us some of the situations that you've been in.
And sometimes we go deep, like super deep.
We try and keep it real, even when it's a little awkward.
Because if we're going through it, then chances are somebody else is too.
So if you ever felt like you were stuck between 2 cultures, you felt like you just don't fit in, or just unsure of what's next,
and you just want to hear 2 people trying to figure it out, then come hang out with us. We don't have all the answers, but we're not afraid to talk about the questions.
So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you next time on Half Past Cha. But for real, we're going to try and make more of these kinds of YouTube videos, less podcasty. They might be a little shorter, but they might be more like how-to type videos. I don't know. Something different to switch up the day.
Yeah, 2 podcasts a month, and then the other 2 can be like something like this, where we do a vlog. If you guys want to see a weekend in our life, a day in our life, or planning this, setting this up, and how we do things, and that's all kind of stuff that we're thinking about.
We really just wanted to get this out there just so anybody who's new understands who we are. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.
Love you guys. I hope you like this video. Oh!